In this video, I'm reviewing the new Phonak Naida Paradise UltraPower hearing aid and Rechargeable Power BTEs. Coming up. Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona. And on this channel, I cover a bunch of hearing-related information to help make you a better informed consumer. So if you're into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell to receive a notification every time I post a new video. In 2018, we witnessed the release of perhaps the most revolutionary hearing aid that we have seen in the past decade with the release of the Phonak Audeo Marvel, which was one of the most popular hearing aids of all time. However, the Marvel hearing aids were only initially released as a receiver-in-canal style, and Power BTE users had to wait for over a year before the Naída version of the Marvel became available. And the Naída Marvel hearing aid was only released in a super power version, which meant that all of the individuals out there with a profound hearing loss did not get to have access to this technology. Well, in 2020, the Marvel platform was replaced by the Paradise platform, and true to form, Phonak released the receiver-in-canal version of this hearing aid first. But this time, Phonak only decided to wait a few months before releasing the Naída UltraPower and Naída Rechargeable Power hearing aids. Both hearing aids have a lot of similarities, so let's go ahead and start talking about the things that make them unique, and we will go ahead and get this started with the UltraPower version of the Naída Paradise. If you're familiar with the Naída Belong UP hearing aid that was released back in 2017, you'll be happy to know that the Naída Paradise UP hearing aid has the same power output as the Belong platform, which means that if you have a profound hearing loss, this hearing aid is ideal. However, the new Naída Paradise hearing aids actually have two receivers inside of each hearing aid that combine forces to create a very powerful single output of amplification inside of your ears. The large 675 battery will likely give you weeks of battery life, so you don't have to change your batteries that often. The UP version of this hearing aid no longer has a single push button at the top of it, nor does it have a volume lever towards the bottom of it. Instead, they've combined both of these functionalities into kind of like a teeter-totter push button that has an up and a down towards the top of the hearing aid. As far as size goes, the Naída Paradise UP is 14% smaller and 27% lighter than the previous Belong UP version of this hearing aid, which means that it does not take up as much space behind your ear, and your ear won't feel the weight of the hearing aid nearly as much. This is what the UP version of the Naída Paradise hearing aid looks like as I wear it with the custom ear mold and size 13 tubing. I can definitely tell you that it feels lighter and it feels smaller than the Belong platform version of this hearing aid. You do get full wireless Bluetooth connectivity with both of these BTE hearing aids, so if you want to connect to your smartphone, your laptop, your tablet, your desktop computer, whatever it may be, if it has a Bluetooth connection, you can pretty much connect with it and stream audio directly into your ears, and that includes phone calls. Unfortunately, the UP version of this hearing aid does not have the motion sensor that the Paradise is known for. So you don't get motion sensor hearing, and you also do not get access to the tap control feature, which I'll explain here in a few minutes. Overall though, it is awesome to finally have an UltraPower hearing aid that has all the features of Paradise in a BTE form factor. Alright, let's go ahead and take the UltraPower version of this hearing aid and set it to the side, and let's adjust our sights towards the Naída PR version of this hearing aid. Of course, this is the rechargeable version of this Power BTE hearing aid, which should excite some Power BTE hearing aid users. This hearing aid is designed to give you up to 18 hours of battery life on a single 3-hour charge, assuming you don't spend all day streaming audio from your Bluetooth devices. But this is what this hearing aid looks like on my ear. You can tell that it is smaller than what the UltraPower version of this hearing aid is, but still, this hearing aid feels like a very compact, lightweight hearing aid as I'm wearing it. This hearing aid is powerful enough for individuals who have a severe hearing loss and who do not want to use a receiver in the canal style power hearing aid. Like I mentioned earlier, you do get full wireless Bluetooth capabilities with this hearing aid as well, just like you did with the UP hearing aid. However, this one gives you access to tap control because it has the motion sensor on board. Tap control is a really cool feature that lets you do a variety of different things. Like if a phone call is coming in, you can double tap your ear and answer that phone call. If you're streaming audio from your phone and your significant other walks into the room and starts talking to you, you can double tap your ear to pause that audio so you can have that conversation, and then when they leave, you can double tap again and resume the stream. You can use a double tap to activate your Siri or Bixby. I'm not a huge fan of that part of it because if you like wear glasses or you're itching your ear, oftentimes you can activate that voice assistant by accident, which can get really annoying. That being said, I do think that this tap control feature is one of the coolest features that I have seen in a long time, and I do have an entire video talking about this feature that I will link in the description. Overall, the Naída Paradise PR hearing aid is the perfect hearing aid for a power hearing aid user that wants rechargeability and they want to have a custom ear mold with a size 13 tube. Okay, now that you know the things that make the Naída Paradise UP and PR hearing aids unique, let's go ahead and talk about some of the features that are shared between both of these devices, starting with wireless connectivity. Right off the bat, I should tell you that all Naída hearing aids have a telecoil inside of them, so if you're going to a large public venue that has a hearing loop, or if you want to hear better on the telephone, or if you want to get universal access to other wireless accessories out there, the Naída has you covered. The Naída Paradise hearing aids using Bluetooth Classic compare with up to 8 different wireless devices, so if that device has Bluetooth, you can pretty much connect with it. This includes tablets, laptops, desktop computers, and smartphones. In fact, you don't even need to have a smartphone. You can have a brick phone or a dumb phone if you want to call it that. If it has Bluetooth, you can stream audio directly into your hearing aids from that phone. I will say that streaming music through a BTE hearing aid that has a custom ear mold that has a very small vent or no vent at all, the music sounds a million times better than a receiver and canal hearing aid that uses a generic rubber dome, because the generic rubber domes cannot trap in all of the low frequency sound of that music. So when you're using a custom mold with a BTE hearing aid like one of these, the music quality is substantially better. Now the fun thing is you can actually have an active connection with 2 different Bluetooth devices at the same time. So you know how I said you could pair with up to 8? Well, 2 of those can be connected at the same time, meaning if you're streaming audio from your desktop computer, you're watching a movie, let's say, on your desktop, and someone calls you on your phone, you can actually answer that phone call and it will pause the audio coming from your computer. Back in the day, meaning a couple of months ago, you could only have an active connection to one Bluetooth device. So again, if you're streaming audio from a tablet or a laptop and someone calls you on your phone, you actually have to go back and reconnect your hearing aid to the phone and stop the connection with your laptop. It was just a mess. Now another cool thing about Phonak hearing aids in general is that their hearing aids are really hands-free when it comes to phone calls. So if someone's calling you on the phone, you can either use one of the push buttons and click it and answer that phone call, or you can double tap your ear if it has the motion sensor inside of it, and you can just have that conversation with them without even pulling your phone out, because the microphones on the hearing aids actually take your voice and send that to the person on the other end of the line. Now this all sounds great, and it is, but there are occasions where you are in a noisy environment and the person on the other end of the line is going to get all of that noise because it's all going to go into the microphones of the hearing aid. I really would like the option to be able to do that completely hands-free, or actually be able to switch it over to where you could use the microphone on your phone still if you're in a noisy environment. You can also stream audio directly from your TV into the hearing aids. You just need to have one of these TV connector boxes. But this TV connector box is pretty small and it goes up by your TV, and then when you turn the TV on, it can be programmed to automatically send that audio to your hearing aids so you can listen to the TV at whatever level you want, and much clearer, by the way, because you don't have any negative effects of acoustics inside of your room that you're watching TV in. And the person sitting with you watching TV, or other people watching TV, they can still watch the TV at whatever volume they want. These hearing aids, of course, still have access to the partner microphone and the remote control. So if you don't want to use your cell phone as the remote for these hearing aids, you can still use the remote control for that. And with the partner mic, that basically acts like a remote microphone. So the person wearing it, their voice gets streamed directly into your hearing aids, helping you cut out a lot of background noise. Both versions of these hearing aids also have remote programming capabilities, so your hearing care professional can literally program your hearing aids in a live session when you are not even in their office. This type of remote support goes through your smartphone or through your tablet, so you can have that live session with your hearing care professional. You can't do it for an initial programming of the hearing aids because real-ear measurement needs to be done on your devices, but for all of these different follow-ups that you may have to go in for, you can probably do some of those from the comfort of your own home. These Naída Paradise devices come in 4 different technology levels, ranging from the Tier 1 P90 down to the Tier 4 P30. Just know that each time you drop down in technology level, it will probably save you money, but you will also be giving up different features and customizations when you drop down in tech level as well. I always say that my recommendation is for you to go with the highest level of technology that you can reasonably afford, so you can reduce the risk of potentially leaving benefit on the table. Something new that is also being released with the Naída version of these hearing aids is the new My Phonak 5.0 app that actually has a few new features inside of it, and it has a few fixes for some of the things that drove me absolutely crazy with the previous version of the app. One of the new app features is called My Phonak Memories, which are custom programs that you can create. Now, you could create custom programs with the previous version of the app, but every time you got a Bluetooth signal from your phone, it would automatically revert you back to AutoSense, which again would drive people crazy. So I'm glad that they're getting rid of that little glitch in this, and you'll be able to access these memories with the push button of your hearing aids as well. One thing that is still an issue with the app though is that every time that I connect your hearing aids up to my computer, whether it's during a remote session or whether you actually come into my office, all of the custom programs that you've created get deleted, meaning if you had a couple programs that you loved, you are not going to have those programs anymore if you come into my office and I hook your hearing aid up to my computer. I have been assured by Phonak that they are working on this problem and they expect a fix very soon. Of course, you can still use the My Phonak app for all of the same things that you could on the previous versions, which include volume control and program changing. And both of these hearing aids have integrated Roger receivers, so if you want to use your Phonak Roger Pen IN, your Roger Select IN, or your Roger Table Mic 2 IN, all you need to do is have your hearing care professional install those receivers inside of the hearing aids, and you can have access to your favorite wireless microphones. A bit of a surprise here, Phonak is also going to be releasing their new Roger On microphone. This new addition to the Roger family will have its own My Roger Mic app, so you can control the functionality of this new Roger device. I will be giving you new information on this new Roger On microphone in a future video. At the end of the day, the Phonak Naida Paradise UP and PR BTE hearing aids are a nice addition to the Paradise family for individuals with severe to profound hearing loss. Just remember, it does not matter how awesome your hearing aids are unless your hearing care professional has fit and programmed them properly following best practices. Now, if you don't know what best practices are, I highly recommend that you check out my video that I will link in the description. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please share it. And if you want to see other videos just like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, feel free to check out my website, drcliffaud.com.